Today, we're at Kyoto Driving Park for the human comedy endurance race, and we've brought along the car equivalent of a shopping trolley. So let's see how much of a struggle this challenge is going to bring us today. As we roll down the starting straight, we know that Volkswagen behind us is a faster car. So as the race begins, we start leisurely moving over to the inside line, forcing the Volkswagen behind us to overtake on the outside, inadvertently trapping himself behind the BMW and giving us a hassle-free first corner. And just like that, we have taken our first position. Now our eyes are firmly set on the next two as we rapidly close the distance on both the Turismo and the Civic. As we come around the corner looking to make a move on 12th place, the lack of rear downforce means it all goes pear-shaped. I'm sorry Turismo, that's my bad. Luckily, our race didn't end prematurely and we're still on track, riding behind that Civic, waiting for a line to open up on the inside so we can take that place right out from underneath them. Shortly thereafter, the light shopping trolley dives on the inside of the blue Mustang, taking the position and catching up with the rest of a large pack. Unfortunately, our lack of power is really showing off here as the Mustang reclaims its position, thinking he's so great just because our car can fit inside his engine bay. But we're not giving up the fight. Next corner, we have to make something stick. And while we don't take the Mustang, we do take the Porsche, and we can live with that. I've started to come to the realization that this Mustang is just too fast for me. Fighting with him is only going to slow us down, so it's in my best interest to just follow him through the pack, starting with this Toyota. So as he takes the outside, I'm going on the inside. And while I may not overtake him, giving him a love tap at the end of the corner isn't out of the question, as we enter the end of the first lap. It's the second lap now, and we've caught up to the Mercedes, giving him a gentle hint to get out of our way, as we take the position and then dive on into the inside of our friend in the Volkswagen Beetle. Due to the way we're moving through the pack, you may be starting to think that this race is not going to be much of a challenge. But trust me, you couldn't be more wrong. As hard as we push, we don't quite get the overtake done on the Mitsubishi, and as we follow him up the hill, we realise that we've got another chance with the approaching hairpin. So we focus on getting a good exit, planting the accelerator and using every inch of viable track to overtake him on the outside and continue to follow that Mustang. By the third lap, we are sick of living in his shadow, and we decide to outbrake him into the tight corner, completing the move with minimal hassle, even if on the exit he does decide to give us a little love tap. I mean, I guess that's fair after earlier, but at least he's finally behind us. And as we make our way up the hill, oh come on! Yet again, he shows off his incredible power, overtaking us. So with the next hairpin approaching, I am taking an aggressive inside line, trading a little bit of paint with the NSX, but finally, that Mustang is behind us. For this shopping trolley to be remotely viable, we've been running sports mediums. Unfortunately, now they're worn, so not only are we not making progress, we're actually being gained on by the Mustang behind. So, it's time to pit, remembering that we pitted, meaning it doesn't count as his overtake. As soon as we come out of the pits, we're back down into position 13, and quickly making moves on the Mercedes. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't stand a chance. Sorry buddy, brand new sports tyres, as we fly off into the distance on the corner. It's at this point, our main competition decides to get new tyres himself. For a brief period of time, this puts us in front. At least of him, not the rest of the cars. But hey, just give me a little bit of time on that one, as we speed past the S2000. And in an improvement on the previous attempt, we managed to get past the Mitsubishi, ending up behind the RX-7 on the way up the hill. By the first sector of the next lap, we've already closed the distance, and now we're looking to make a move. And here it is. On the uphill section, we managed to pull alongside, snaking our way up towards the top. And as we come down towards the long corner, the RX-7 shows its power by pulling in front. But although he's got that faster straight speed, he leaves us a gap on the inside. And with our superior handling, that's us up the position, even if on the next straight he tries unsuccessfully to take it back. That position is ours, and we're keeping it. A lap later, it's almost a repeat of the same scenario. Instead of the RX-7 though, it's the Beetle, a car we respect. So this fight is a lot more civil, as we make our way to the top of the hill and casually exchange pleasantries as we come around the corner, before regrettably I have to continue my quest towards first place, saying goodbye to the Volkswagen. A little bit later, we repeat the process on the Porsche for the third time in a row. Strangely though, I notice a lot further through the lap that he is still right behind me. Checking the tyres, I've discovered why. They're ruined. It's time to return to the pits. Noting that we're in the pits, and that does not count as the Porsche overtaking us. Out of the pits, and we come across our buddy again, the Volkswagen. We'll do anything not to risk his paint, so we abuse the track limit as much as we can without getting a penalty as we fly by on our quest towards first place. Eventually, we come across our main competitor, the Alpha 8C, as he's diving into the pits. You can hide in there all you want, buddy, this still counts as an overtake. This moves us up to second, and it's not long before we come across the Porsche, currently in first. But with our new tyres, it makes him an easy target as we come around the long bend, getting onto the inside and easily taking the position, and quickly vanishing off into the distance. In fact, we're not the only one having an easy time with that Porsche, as with less than 2 laps to go, the Alpha catches up and easily makes his move as well. And now the battle for first and second begins. Only we've got a substantial lead. Despite the distance, we're not going to hold off this Alpha to the end of the race. It's time for us to put an Audi-shaped buffer in between us. Turns out, the buffer does nothing. But as he's overtaking that one, now we're making a new buffer in the shape of a BMW. And with the long straight over, let's see how we get past that one. Turns out, the answer to that question is easily. That's not great. And shortly after, it's worse, much worse, as he is right behind me. Now, I'm left struggling to figure out how to make this shopping trolley of a car fill the entire racetrack so that he doesn't get past and relegate us to the silver medal. Finally, we're coming up to the last few corners of the track, and I am calm as anything. Don't let my driving give you any other impression. And as we come around the final hairpin, it now becomes a straight line speed test to the finish. And it's time for the shopping trolley to do its best to make me proud. And there we have it. At the end of an hour-long endurance race, we've come away with a win of less than a fraction of a second. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone.